What is up, adventurers, and welcome to a brand new ShawnSetGO video. In this video, we're going to be talking about a little bit of housekeeping, as it were, and then talking about a new post that I saw today that I thought was kind of funny. So a little bit of a doomer situation, and then following up with a little bit more of a retail as well. So to start, I saw this little meme. It's current state of affairs. It says, "I'm mad." It's Blizzard. It's like, here's a solution. I don't want a solution. I want to be mad. So this is, of course, in response to Blizzard's blue post stating that at their discretion, they are now going to start reviving players who are affected by DDoSes. I would say DDoS is the only case that we can foresee this occurring, but they said at the discretion, so maybe that could mean beyond that. But the response to it has been overall not so great. Players have said that, you know, what's dead should stay dead. Players have said that this sets a bad precedent. Creators like Asmongold have said that this is going to be sort of start the slippery slope into negative effects. I put a poll out there. It's now at 87 votes. I mean, take that for what you will, but 45 to 55, 55 being that what is dead should stay dead. So, I mean, what does this mean? What does this mean for us as players? Like, should we care? Let's look at what the community is saying. So the community says, what are we actually supposed to do except revive characters? Genuine question for these people. People willingly choose to play hardcore game mode. They die if the servers are DDoS when they are in raid. Okay, we all acknowledge that's an issue. So because this is Blizzard has said they'll revive characters who died during a DDoS, problem solved, yeah? What other solution is there? Blizzard somehow purchasing adamantium strength servers so that can handle any DDoS and can negligibly run a game at and more than double maximum player base or something that will make sure all the providers have those too. Is that somehow a reasonable ask? I mean, this is effectively talking about 2 points. So if you don't know anything about DDoS, basically anybody can do these as long as you have the resources to and the number of devices to actively ping servers repeatedly thousands of times and overload a specific set. It's like over like a specific set of time. So it's timing matters, resources matter, and then amount matters. And so there's not really anything actively in place other than to one, for them to have not a way to process the traffic, but to redirect the traffic, or to have a system in place to where members can be warned of a DDoS in place and then simply stop. It doesn't solve the issue, but it does at least give people a warning like, hey, if you die during this time, we can't effectively save you. We see that this is happening. Servers have spiked. Stop while you can. I think a policy, if you are in raid and you actively wipe, I think that there should be like a review process for those things when DDoSes occur. I think there should be an attempt to try to recover things, but something in place. I think right now, to me, it's obvious that revive should occur. Doesn't matter if streamers were the reason why this happened. I think something needs to occur to where we're having active solutions and then improvements. And then we can have preventative measures, and then we can have strength of servers so it happens less often. So, I mean, to me, it's obvious. I feel like you could put this at almost any point in WoW's history. Maybe true. Like that players are never happy with the response of a blue post or what Blizzard says. That's possible. What is the community mad about now? What is it that I need to shake my fist at the heavens impotently about? Yeah, it's same as it ever was. That's the classic community for you. Classic is better than retail, rage. Vanilla is better than TBC and Wrath, rage. Sod is trash, rage. Why is classic going to Kata and beyond, rage. Sod classic plus, rage. No, it isn't, rage back. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's It's less complex than that. I think it's literally just this first one right here. That's the classic community for you. I think that there's people who, because they hate streamers so much, because they hate content creators so much, it stops right there. Anything that comes from a content creator, good or not, it's going to be negative in their eyes. So I think that's what happens is just that negative appearance because they already have a negative bias towards it. And that's just kind of the way it is. But with that being said, I think that this is a good start to what we could hope to see in the future with these DDoS attacks. Hardcore is already a small microcosm of the player base, so why not have something to effectively improve players' quality of life? I think, though, the bigger issue is that when it comes to hardcore and this stage of gameplay, meaning like BWL and beyond, like I would say molten core is kind of like the cutoff, but BWL and beyond, it gets to a stage where hardcore already has so much friction against the way the game is supposed to be played that, to me, there needs to be changes from the original formula to make it more reasonable, but I don't think that's going to happen. But let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think that this is overall going to improve the game? Do you think things are going to change? Give the video a like, subscribe to the page while you're at it. But let's talk a little bit more about retail, because I saw this post and made me laugh. Figure doom and gloom. Let's go to a little bit of a funny. This says Mythic Plus tanks asking for golds. Was putting together some for an M3 Plus last night, and the group was feeling fast. Had a prop pally 652 join and PM. I'll only tank for 20k gold or no go. This giga loser thought he was worth anything other than the invite. Put this guy on blast in the group chat, and he had the audacity to call us losers when everyone told him to kick rocks before I kicked him. Thoughts on this, and if this is going to be the new norm? I mean, there are systems in place that do reward, I think it's tanks and healers in the queues, but honestly, this is why I was talking about there's add-ons in place. This one specifically, yeah, I remember you, which allows you to put notes on players. I think this is a perfect use case for something like this, where you need to have not only private but public notes. A lot of people brought me friction against saying like, oh, the notes shouldn't be public, it just be individuals. But do you really want a person like this going into another group and doing this to somebody else? To me, I think it needs to be, if someone says a note about you and somebody else corroborates it, then hey, don't be that kind of person. That's my thoughts on it. Maybe it's like a preset value of what you can say about a person, but honestly, I think there's currently not really a system other than mass reporting for player with bad behavior to actively be responded to. I don't care personally. If people are cruddy people, then it is what it is. But I do think there needs to be something in place to where the community can like remove bad actors from their community, because right now there's nothing. And a lot of people get caught in the crossfire because of it. And it's wild to think that people go into groups and go, pay me. As if like picking the meta class and having 652 eye level is like, oh yeah, bow down to your skill level. No, that's not how it works at all. I've tanked keys for gold before. I used to do it to make money in raid consumes, but it was for 10k for any key level, and I would advertise in trade chat. Joining a group with alternative intentions being toxic when they refuse to pay is just gross behavior. Honestly, I hate seeing advertisements, to be honest. I do not like seeing it at all. But I guess I get this. As long as it stays gold, it doesn't matter. Once you get into like gold selling and buying, or I mean, what are people buying gold to in order to afford those? That yeah, it gets kind of in a gray area. I'm not a big fan of it. I join from time to time for 2 keys with my 659 Guardian Druid. There's so many different weird spellings they're doing, and help to push those keys. That's the only right way. I guess so. Not everyone's that way. Not everyone wants to help people out, so I don't know if that's the way of things to do things. Everything else aside, 652 isn't high enough eye level to start demanding payment. Yeah, I would say if you're in the position to where you max keys first week and you're doing heroic rating, you're really skilled, sure. I think you can sell your services. I think that's okay, I suppose. Because, I mean, inevitably there's people who carry their friends and stuff like that, so what's the difference? Just say sure, invite him, and get him to waste his portal, then kick him. You think that guy has a portal? Yeah, no. People like that, I think are just trying to scam people. Classic player forgot he wasn't playing Classic. I don't see what you mean, but okay. Tank, not tanks. Open trade and put 20 copper. Yeah, no. Why would an event that's only ever happened to you once make you believe that it could be the new norm? I mean, I've seen this a couple times come up in the community. I would say these people, they don't always have the same type of scam that they're running, but they tend to be the people who are the holier than thou, and it's usually a paladin, ironically. So I would say this does happen, but more than ever, the reason why these people feel enabled is because advertisers and bots aren't stopped, and they actively post in trade chat, they actively post in LFGs, and nothing is done to stop them. So there are people who they go, well, they're doing it, bots are doing it, they're not getting in trouble, so why not? Why shouldn't I do it as well? So I think this is why these people feel enabled to do it or act this way. There's absolutely nothing new at all. It's been going on for years, just another reason to boot and move on. Yeah, I honestly think that's the way to do it. Not a new norm, just an idiot. 20k for a +3. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Never seen it this blatant, but people have advertised themselves in trade chat, or I guess service nowadays, as a tank for pay or heal for pay since the game came out. I have personally dabbled in it at Legion and BFA. Yeah, see, like this is the services tab. I think it's okay as long as it's just golds. To join random groups and then be like pay me is just the wrong way to do it. It's about approach. That's all it is. It's just how you approach it, to be honest. Other than that, it's not a problem. This is why we need in-game Yelp-like player reviews. I mean, there's add-ons that exist that would instantly get abused. I mean, this is my mindset about this. A lot of people, anytime anything is said about WoW, and someone goes, well, Blizzard says they're doing this. They're like, well, if they do that, it's gonna ruin this. Well, they've never done this before, so how do you know? Like, well, you just know how people act, how people are gonna behave. Okay, I can see what you mean, but let's give it a shot. No, I don't want it to happen. Same thing with add-ons. People institute an add-on. Wow, this add-on should be the real thing. No, if they do that, people are gonna abuse it. Well, it's working in this small case. We just gotta scale it and make it work. You know, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's a system that improves the overall community. No, because this change is gonna be like, people are so resistant to change within the WoW community that they see a negative before it even has the possibility of existing. They go, oh, this is gonna get abused. This is gonna be a system that they're gonna do this way, and it's gonna lead to the destruction of the game. It's like, bro, chill. Like people are just saying, let's have a rating system. Let's have a system on its basic level that we say, hey, if you did well, I can give you a thumbs up. That way, when I'm picking players, I'm going to pick the player who has 300 thumbs ups versus the player who has 10. It's going to be abused. Like, oh, okay. Is what it is. People already pick things based off of, are they on Quell the Loss? Yeah, they're gonna bust my key. Like it's not gonna work out. Are they on Illidan? Okay, they're gonna be the worst behaved player that I've ever played with. Oh, they're non-meta spec. I'm not gonna pick them. Oh, they haven't completed this key already at the level that I'm advertising. I don't want to play with them. So it's just giving like there's no avenues, but people already abuse systems in this way. Why not give an actual avenue for people to improve the game? give it a way for people to go like, hey, stop using all these other ways. Use this official means. Use this, like everyone's now using the same way. So now we can stop using so many just like personal biases. So that's my thoughts on it. I know it's not perfect, but you know, if you're sitting there and you're like, I have a way, let me know in the comments. Like, what do you think is the way to not necessarily stop this individual behavior of people asking for gold, but how do we improve and change toxicity in the Mythic Plus universe? Do we just move on type of thing? Do we make it to where people just mute chat now? I mean, people already do that now. Let me know. But like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the page while you're at it. On top of that, we are starting our brand new podcast here soon. It is we have a Patreon for it, so you can get the behind the scenes content, see some of the things that we're thinking about as far as episodes. The podcast is gonna be called Hearts and Crafts. We're gonna be recording our first episode this week. But if you would like to join the podcast to see, or to join the Patreon to get some Q&A, see our posts, see some unique content, we're going to be adding reacts to it as well, and opinions, say like on specific WoW content. You can join now. And join, like, to be part of our podcast community. I don't have an official name for it yet, but a lot of people have been asking for this after making videos for a little while now. A lot of people have been asking that I talk about it a bit more, and so I thought, why not collab with other creators and do some cool things together? With that being said, have a good rest of your week, everybody. Hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.